Hello everybody, I'm live. Think I'm live? Yes, I am. Welcome back to the Rust stream. So I figured, by the way, that keeping my not view count, my webcam. Do I feel like yes? I'm gonna type. Okay. So yesterday I figured a lot of different stuff. Mainly that my webcam used to be the one that's not in sync. By the way, I did not change anything and now should be better, which is disappointing. I don't understand why it happened. I just switched the encoding and now it's fine. But I always thought that was my mic. However, how I see now, everything is kind of fine-tuned. Now, second thing I was talking about is my webcam actually covered all my exercises, so probably should run the Rust links like over here. Because it's going to be easier for everyone to see. Finally, I want to thank Mirza Korak83 who subscribed. And let's take a look. Let's keep taking a look to the exercises. On my free time, my more chilling time in the evening, I actually got around to read most of what I need. I didn't read too much about the boxes. That's going to be a little bit of enough reading, but some stuff I'm just trying to read the basics that would be useful for me in the Advent. I truly wish to get the Advent done. Okay, now this should be better. I mean, it still covers the resulting exercises, which let's try and do this, you know? So now you should be able to see that 72 out of 94. Great. Yeah, exercises we were talking about. God damn it. Now, before that, how to jump to last pane in Tmax. That doesn't work. You wish to know how to jump between pane. Prefix L is the default, I believe. To find this last window, you can bind prefix switch client. I'm gonna use to. I wish to. I'm gonna use prev. All right. Meaning I'm seeing iterator 18 iterators. So eggs 18 iterators. I got to 3. Very well. So 72 out of 94. I managed to scrap, by the way, some of my friends to get a private leaderboard, which is very nice. And now I actually flashed my private leaderboard. Oops. Well, it's not like there's going to be too many people joining in, but fine. So that's my. What the fuck is this? Redeem surprise in your wallet. Well, later on. Anyway, let's try to get this over with. Next objective after I move around from the exercises is going to be getting around to fixing a project. I hopefully get this done by the weekend, which would mean that so in 20th of November I still have a week to get some project done, and I wish to spend some time actually building something like the didn't task. The repo is already on, so I'm going to work on it before the advent of code and every time I finish an exercise early. I don't believe I'm going to be early, maybe on the first like 3 days, but otherwise it's going to be absolutely insane. So let's switch up the gears, let's get into focused and finish this stuff. I don't have too much time, so I really wish to get it done. Webcam is still in sync. Looks like it from the local preview. Otherwise, I'm gonna switch encoding tomorrow and see how it goes. Wait a minute. No, it's motion detect. All right. Very well. Looks fine enough. Now, okay, derive. So we set debug partially equal, partially unequal. Cool. So divide by 0, integer overflow, and not divisible. Calculate a divided by b if a is evenly divisible by b, otherwise return a suitable error, right? In this case, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, this is going to be to the return of the pattern matching. I mean, this should be like if so something that's divisible. We should check definitely for 0. Then we should check the remainder of the division. And finally, only case for I64, because the result is, I don't know how to check for overflow, but I guess I only need to check for divisible and not overflow, I feel like. So specifically, I think I can match A from B. Actually, more like if A remainder of B, remind, what do you call this operator? Dude, I've searched for it in English, come on. What is the amount left over after performing the remainder is the integer divided in algebra. Plus an integer quotient. Yeah, the remainder of A and B should be equal to 0. If that's the case, we can return a division error not divisible. Actually, if it's not equal to 0. Else, so else I should return A divided by 0, but We also are in need for else if and this should be, by the way, I probably don't need it, right? All right, and this error should be in the case in which b is equal to 0, r division error divided by 0, which I believe would be suitable to make a match error. Now about the overflow, I can't really overflow with division, can I? And I can't really pass something of overflow over there. So makes me think that I can just check on 0. So match 0. Dude, I have to take a look back at the match because I understand, I know that I can do more with match, but it always feels confusing. Pattern matching. Remember, I can match on X and take a look at how X works. Should be like X and X equals 0 or something like that. Like my ideal would be can match. Well, no, because I have to check B, so I can't really pattern match this shit, right? But I want to match on 0 because I match on 0 and I can just check that A and B is not equal to 0, right? That's what I want to do. I want to see the dynamic way of how to watch here. So X should be 1, 2, and 3, which fine, but I want the negation of something on the match. So I want to tell don't match, but don't match actually this. Which I guess could be been written like the following. So if so some X, if X percent equals to, yeah, see? But this X, the condition can use variable created in the pattern. A listing shows a match where the first arm has some X, has a match guard X percentage. So this means the number is even. So I'm checking up the number that's over here, right? Which, let's say that I use this. So match might be some X if X equals 0. We can then do the my little arrow and return this. Now again, sum X if X is if A percentage sign X is equal is different than 0, then we can take a look at this. Otherwise, you're going to wrap the OK equals B. Now, I don't know which one looks better. I think I like more the if else. I'm gonna keep both the solution for now, because I want to take a look at the end of it. Meanwhile, this is perfectly working. Maybe it's not in the Rust spirit, but fuck the Rust spirit. I'm always going to learn the stuff in the most brain-dead way, and then later on, if I have an intuition that feels like how the language and the community works, I'm gonna put that in. I think I'm not gonna break my head into thinking, hey, this wasn't. I still check on the camera. Still feels great. Okay. I won't be checking on the always the community how the way to do something that I don't understand myself. Each and every time, I'm gonna find a problem that feels wrong. I'm gonna try and see if there's a better way to do this. Add the correct return type and complete the function body. Desired output is OK, 1, 11, 14, 26, and 3. Let numbers iter into divide, and this should be a collect. I feel like I did the iterators beforehand, don't I? I don't know. Add the correct return and complete the function of the body. Okay, so this is going to be a collect, no matter what. But, hello? Type must be known at this point. Yeah, my bad. This is a vec. Actually, this is an OK of, I'm gonna say array. Can I just spell it like that? The type of this. I64 for this field is okay. Expected type found. Son of a bitch. Well, in the actuality, can I just result whatever the fuck it is? And takes 2 generic, but 1 generic was supplied. Dude, it's whatever the fuck you have and either an error, right? Oh wait, perhaps I have to check this bad boy. But problem is I don't quite know. Type must be known. Type annotation needed. Cannot satisfy from iterator result I64 division error. Consider giving the result an explicit type. Let's say I'm going to vacuum into the ground. Is this going to be satisfying? Of course not. Or perhaps. Actually, it's not returning anything, so that's good. By the way, does this mean I have to, besides collecting it, can I unwrap? And looking up to unwrapping this. Well, now, wait a minute. I want to have an OK of this. So collect a vector into an OK. So I can vec a result I64 or say underscore. Actually, this is going to be not what I want. Son of a bitch. Okay, I know what I want over here, but I don't quite see how I'm getting it. But this means I can try and pick up the result afterwards, right? Or maybe result, dude, result. Okay, again, let's be dumb. So we can first get the back. Then we can OK the division results. Let division to let the division be my OK of division results. And I'm not returning it. Can I dean error? I remember the box stuff. I remember the dean. I remember that I can do some shit like that. I just don't remember how. Generic error matching. There is error handling. Dean. So box dean error. Okay, now suppose I can. Suppose I can't. Okay. So this should be my desired result because kind of isn't. Add the correct return type and complete the function body. Oh yeah, I have to return it. Oh fuck. Yes, this is the yank it up. Dude, what's of me reading? Why can't they never ever read stuff up until the end? Okay. So this is pretty sure this is what the Rust community wants here specifically. Now in this case, I don't need to unwrap because it's going to want a bit of OKs. This is going to be a bunch of OKs. Yes, so this is a vec of results. Meaning that the return of this type should be a vec of whatever, and we can just division results. Which, by the way, I don't even to be a bunch of results. What's this? Bunch of result and 64 division error. So come on, it's a vec of result by 64 or box din error. Okay, so this is one more. Brother, ew. Will it be? It won't be. I was saying, would it be nice to just return it as much? And the answer is no, it won't. Mismatch vec result boxed in division error. My bad. Yeah, fair, because division error will apply to every single number divided rather than in this case in which I'm directly and rapid, so I don't quite give a shit about it. Okay, let's take a look. Now the test integer overflow, unsurprisingly, is going to be needed. Problem with the test integer overflow is how do I test, well, I mean, what would that be by substance into, how can I overflow just by having numbers? You can't just take an input of an overflowing number. So assert equal divide mine r division interval. So what's this? Now, what I don't get is, even if I use my overflowing num... Oh, so I should just be checking both of these. Now that I think about it, wouldn't this be like else if I6 is A is equal to I64 min and B is equal to -1, then we should return the integer overflow. My bad, you're correct. I did mean actually to check, not... Wait, still a failure? What do you mean? Because I divide by B. How is that possible? If I B is 0, I'm just returning 4K. Wait a minute, is it because unwrap? Is it because I unwrap here? So I did not fix the overflow. Panicked at iterator 21. 21. Well, this is an awkward order, right? Should be checking the most important stuff first. Meaning, let's check if A, let's check definitely. Let's swap the places. Delete till. Okay. Okay, so this is a bad sustainer water. There we go. Order. Sol 18. 3. One should look at that. So I can do the cleaner version of this. But why is the compiler always yelling at me that I don't have an else? I get it. I don't want an else. I swear, every time, if you have like one condition, how does this mean I have mismatch types? I'm staring at the solution here. Oh, explicit return. Dude. Because now it's a statement. Honestly, I always prefer the if and returns because I understand it in a better way. Well, I mean, more generally, I understand what's the thing that's going on here. Like, you return a function, you're breaking up. I don't see the use for the if else, so I always prefer this kind. In the meantime, all right, so collects the expected return type, returns the first error in the division is result. So I don't need to unwrap. It would still work without it. Does it get mad? because it suggests me to collect it afterwards. Oh, that's the problem. Okay, that's a good learning opportunity. So this my iteration can return the first error in the division result if only exists. That's cool. Now division error result, I just collect it. So this works as intended. There's no difference, and I'm not going to bother changing it. Okay, 72 did not took me a long time. 4. Factorial. Complete this function to return the factorial of num, which is defined as 1 times, yeah. Do not use any returns using the return keyword explicitly. Try not to use imperative style loop for whiles, additional variables, extra challenge. Don't use recursion. Alright then. So no for loops, no additional variables. Get myself an iterator. Yeah, my first instinct is going to be a for loop. So let's try with the not so challenging one, which I can do with my eyes closed. It's going to be the recursion. So return return factorial of num minus 1 times num, and if num equals 1, then it's be a return. Man, dude, how can you not return earlier if you have this? So return 1. I think this should work. It doesn't. Right, if none equals 0, still 1. So this is the okay. So this is the easy one. Now he wants me not to use recursion. Can I make a number into? Can I make a number into an iteratable? Let's say num.iter. Well, I can range over it, can't I? Does that count as a classic for loop? I can for I in Chama in OO times num, let's say 1 times num and Now this shit would be additional variables. So not even the variables. There's going to be a way of iterating over that. And I guess I can, I guess I can reuse the num because now that I started the iterator, it's not going to be of any use. So num equals no, it isn't. So I can't iterate over this. I know I can arrange it. Like this is the stuff that I can do, definitely. I'm not having any idea because I believe that if I start saving here the stuff, say if I equals 0, num equals 1, I'm already done with this challenge because sure there's going to be a good way to do it in Rust. Let's just take a look at it. Fine, whatever. I'm gonna throw off the extra challenge. Let's see. So it's going to be a sol 18 4. 3 possible solutions with for loop and a mutable variable. Easy as that. Equivalent for factorial but shorter and without for and the mutable variable. Allow Clippy unnecessary. Case number 0, case number 1. Okay, so it's going to be range. So I'm making the range. I'm folding. Folds every element into an accumulator. It's going to be 1 accumulate x time. Fold it to 1 would be make this one element, and this is the lambda that you execute. Sure. What is Clippy? Checks for usual fold. More succinct alternative exists. Okay. So case 0, the iterator su time is empty. The initial value of the fold is returned, which is 1. Oh, wait, this is the initial value. Init, yeah. AAA and FFF. Weird letter choosing over here. Now, case number 1, the iterator su is also empty. The initial value 1 is returned. Okay, case number 2. The value 1 is multiplied by 2, and so forth, so forth. Equivalent to factorial fold, but with a built-in method that is suggested by Clippy. Well. By the way, none of these are recursive. So. Fine. Again, I'm not crazy about being so smart about the problem in that specific way, meaning that the language way. I probably would get used to it, but let's be honest. The more clever you get, I'm going to always say, the more clever you get, the harder it is on yourself later on. There's no point in being so smart that you don't understand yourself if you don't look at the code every day. Nothing positive is going to be out. Nothing positive is coming out of that. You're just frustrated because you yourself don't understand the not simple logic you've written one day before. It's beautiful to look at, but most things in life you're not going to take them and stare them. It's going to get very boring very fast. You're meant to use, you're meant to enjoy stuff, or at least interact with things. In code, you're going to always have to add a new feature, fix a bug, so I'd rather make it as simple as possible that I can take a look and know it without adding any comment. That's why we're going to make the app that nukes comments. Or should I say the CLI? It's a CLI app, it's a CLI program, the CLI program. Let's define a simple model to track Rustlink's exercise. Progress will be modeled using a hash map. The name of the exercise is the key and the progress is the value. Two counting functions were created to count the number of exercises with a given progress. They create this counting functionality using iterators. Try not to use imperative loop. Okay. Right. So the right clone part, copy partial equal. Non-sum complete. Good. Function count. Function count for map, hash map, string progress. So we get in a hash map and a value. Let mutable count 0 for val in map.values if val equals values. Okay. Use sides. Print count 4 for iterator instead. Okay, then shall we take a map dot iter dot maybe some count. It's gonna be another match. So this consider data, consider number of finishing and returning it. No, that's not what I'm looking at. It's not even going to be a map because I don't want to map it up. So it's going to be a reduce. Okay, so this is the function. And the function shall be, let's say this is the index usually, so I don't care. And the other one is, well, rather than the index, this should be the exercise name, which I don't care, but I care about the progress. So if p equals value, then it should be 1. Yeah. Ain't happening, chief. So we're not mapping. Map is a hash map string, keys and progress. Map completed. None. Okay, so variables completed none. Into reduce count collect. The map is going to apply get sanitated which caused closure on the next element. Now this would change my element. Can I count? Wait, can I count only the successful one? Count so the data number of station topic. No. Check. Find. Search for an element on the data. Find map. All right. Let's take a look at the. Let's take a look at the docs and see what's what. Advance by chain, clone, collect, copy, count, cycle equals. No. Find flatten for each. For each. So for each move. Okay. I guess we're for eaching. Know if this is cheating. So I don't care, and then there's X. Value. Then mute count equals 0. Okay, I locked in here for a moment. I mean, it's looking precisely the same, so I don't believe that that's the problem. That's what I was looking for. Inspect this partition map while max by min next chunk. Pick scan. Okay. Scan takes 2 arguments. Well, can't I just remove everything that's not progress from the iterator? Retain. Nope. Some take try collect. Delete. Remove. Once. Okay, I'm gonna take a bathroom break and we will knock off this son of a bitch. Always mic check. Looks fine. At least it looks believably fine. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, we are so back. Now, that for each feels like cheating, even though I guess we're still making some kind of progress. Does not feel like I want to do. One idea that I have is if I can somehow either count, I mean, if I count the elements in any other way, it does feel like it's not the ideal way. But one thing that I could actually do that's going to be kind of nice is to check if it's a none and remove it. Iterators are cool because they don't actually have a problem with removing a reference. I never understood how, but they do. They don't. Which means so iterators here, sure. Some way advanced by. Okay, not all, any. Okay, array chunks. Let copy count cycle enumerate equal filter. There it is. So filter X is positive. That's what I want. Which means filter, let's say my X, and my X equals, so the reference X equal value. Okay. And now I can return the count of this action. I don't quite know why I'm dereferencing twice. Can't tell you why. Meter 5 now. But let's move on and see. Implement the functionality of count collection for, but with an iterator instead of for loop. Count collection for map, for collection, for map, count. So it's a hash of hashes. Sure. The slice of hash map. Of hash maps. Well, collection. Dot iter. Then I'm going to filter dot. Count each, reduce this. So we're mapping this as an X, and we reduce this. Actually, it's going to be flattened. Okay. And okay. So step one, this bad boy has to be reduced. So x dot iter dot filter. Same condition as here. Oops. I was saying same condition as here. Okay. Dot reduce. Now hold up a second. Not this. I want to take the iterator. I want to filter it and I want to count it. That's what I want to do. Yeah. So count it. Now I have the collection with this, which is now made of all of the counts of the complete exercises, and now I want to flatten, right? Flatten should do what I want as of now. Looks like it doesn't. Says it's not dated. Doesn't count return a usize. Isn't this count? This returns a usize. What about reduce? Let's take a look at how people reduce, how the Rust Nation reduces stuff. So if I remember correctly, this is going to be x plus x. Unwrap. makes 45. Now I believe that yes, it's that's the x y y. Okay, this feels like what the program wants me to do. No way, actually worked. So let's back it up. This one was simple because before I get all excited, is this Rust 5? Yes, Rust 5. So this one was kind of fine because this basically would mean give me an iterator, filter everything that's valuable, and count. Easy stuff. It's the same thing, but instead we're going to map it over my array, so that each array would be made out of the count of the valid and then collapse that. Now I would be shocked if the solution is anything different. This is exactly it, and I'm going to be shocked. So he maps of count iterator. Son of a bitch, that's cheating. And you can sum it up. So sum is, I can get about the sum. So sum should still work. Yeah, but fine. Let's leave trace of what I've done. Smart pointers. Now I'm going to be completely x smart point 1 box 1. Now I'm going to be honest, I did not read too much about this. I still don't want to. It doesn't feel like something that I need in my life right now. But let's see what this guy tells me. If it's satisfactory, I'm going to blast to this exercise. If it isn't, I'm going to blast to the docs and get back here. At compile time, Rust needs to know how much space a type takes up. This becomes problematic for recursive types, where value can have as part of itself another value of the same type. To get around this issue, we use box, a smart pointer to store data to the heap. Right off the bat, why some types can hold the reference without problem and others not? To get around this issue, we can use a box, a smart pointer used to store data on a heap, which allows us to wrap recursive type. What is a recursive type? The recursive type we're implementing in this exercise is the cons list, a data structure frequently found in functional programming languages. Each item is in a cons list contains two elements: the value of the current item and the next item, the last item, is a value called nil. By the way, for anyone who actually went to college, this should be, well, who made science fiction, who made who followed the course of IT, but science, computer science. There we go. That's why it didn't sound. I was trying to make science before computer, but it was computer science. So computer science. Anyone who's familiar with Lisp? Remember that cons is something you would see in Lisp. Yeah, this shit. I remember it return, dude. Can I get some English, please? Yeah, 8 languages. I don't care. There you go, English. And by the way, this is horrible. This is worse. Whatever. Cons 1, 2 constructs a cell holding 1 in the self left hand and 2 in the self right hand. In this notation, cons 1, 2, 3. So cons. Most dialects of Lisp programming and cons constructs memory object which holds two values or pointers to two values. Those objects are referred as cons. So what would be the cons of a big list? Cons of a big list. If I remember correctly, I mean, I don't get much Lisp cons examples. Dude. So it's a flattener. What's the deal? Two values or two pointers to two values. So it's two values. Bizarre. The recursive type for implementing this system is the cons list. That is structure frequently found in programming languages. Each item is a cons list containing two elements, the value of the current item and the next item. Okay. That item is called, yeah. Oh. Use a box in the enum definition to make the compile. Yep. Absolutely not enough. So I guess we're reading box. Smart pointers. Yeah. All of this. Let's take a look at the box. Most straightforward smart point box is a box whose type is written in box T. Okay. Boxes don't have performance overhead. Ordinals store in the data on the heap instead of the stack, but they don't have any execution. Use them most in this case. When you have a type size that can be known at compile time, you want to save a value of that type in a context that requires an exact size. You will have a large amount of data that you want to transfer ownership, but ensure that it won't be copied when you do so. When you want to own a value and you care that it's type that implements a particular trait rather than be a specific type. Not useful. So this is going to just run over me. Oh, so the box is going to be just here. Okay. Okay. I'm dropping dead. Why can't I? How the fuck do I? How do I? Nah, man. How do I just give this? Give it to me. How do I actually create this? I'm blanking so hard. Okay. Yeah, I'm blanking. I don't know what this is. So I can get that this is a pointer. I can get that you make this going to be an empty. Do I have box inside the box? Yeah. So in this case, it's going to be like, god damn it, box dot new. So it's going to be 12 and box dot new list nil. It's always going to be a nil. Actually, this is going to be list.cons, just 12, followed by box dot new, and I guess a nil, right? Yeah, sure. Why not? So box list nil, post nil. Okay, so that was perfect. RC1. Let's take a look at RC. In the majority of cases, ownership is clear. You know exactly which variable owns given a value. However, there are cases in which single value might have multiple owners. For example, in graph data structure, multiple edges might point to the same node, and that node is conceptually owned by all of the edges on position. A node shouldn't be cleaned up unless it doesn't have any edge pointing to it. So has no owner. Okay, so RC is basically your traditional pointer, but it will be cleaned if anyone else doesn't. So this is a box. This is an RC list. RC new, RC clone, RC clone. So I can clone box new A. It will get mad. But I RC clone, and I take reference to A, and it gets like a reference counting. So it's a manual reference counting. Sits well with me. Okay, in this example, we want to express the concept of multiple owners via RCT type. This is a model of our solar system. There is a sun type and multiple planets. The planets take ownership of the sun, indicating that they revolve around the sun. To do Jupiter, RC clone sun. Let's Saturn, planet Saturn, RC new, which is going to be all a clone, right? Basically, every time we clone, oh, actually, oh, my bad. Okay. Yes, I guess we're fixing this. So my sun should become a sun. So this takes the pointer. Then I can drop my pointer just like so. So drop, I never remember the planets. Drop Saturn. Drop Uranus. Well, it's an option. And the last one is Neptune. Oops. This is getting always more awkward. Also my bad. This new becomes clone. Drop Neptune, drop. Oh, what am I not dropping here? Saturn, Neptune, Mars, Earth, Jupiter is here. Yeah. Mercury and Venus. Okay. I'm guessing, so I'm going to be the opposite. So Mars, Earth, Venus, and finally Mercury, which is the closest to the Sun. Sometimes I wish I paid attention in class. The reality is I just wish I looked smart when there's going to be some trivia like this. But in actuality, I freaking hated science. I mean, I get it, but I don't want to. So this is the clone, this is the drop. Yeah, this is what a proper pointer should look like. But I'm guessing it's a proper pointer with the added benefit of being safer as the benefit of being safer in the long run rather than just having what should we say, instead of you having to keep track of this. I guess the program will clean it up. Again, I'm not caring way too much. I think I'm gonna, this is one of the stuff that I think is too early to start on. Arc 1. So I'm gonna read what he wants and then see. In this exercise, we are giving an vec of U32 called numbers with value ranging from 0 to 99. We would like to use this set of numbers within 8 different threads simultaneously. Each thread is going to get the sum of every 8th value with an offset. The first thread will sum 0, 8, 16. The second thread will sum 1, 9, 9, so forth. Each thread should own a reference counting pointer to the vector of the name, but RC isn't thread safe. Therefore, we need to use arc. Okay, this is a good use case. Don't get distracted by how threads are spawned by joined and joined. We will practice that later in the site about threads. Oof. Don't change the line below. Yeah. Define shared number by using arc. Let shared numbers. Okay. Arc. There's no arc here. Let's take a look. Arc. So arc new. Okay. arc new numbers. Define child number using shared numbers. I for love my life I couldn't. This is below are equivalent. I'm guessing shared numbers dot clone. Okay, so arc is just thread save stuff. I'm fair. I'm fine. I don't. It doesn't scare me. I know when it will scare me if I ever have to do parallel programming, but I don't. Also, I hear about Tokyo, not the city, but great. Which is again, oh my god, Tokyo Great Rust. Which again is all of those Primagen jokes that I don't understand. But what I do understand that this is the easiest way to do threads. Tokyo is an event-driven, non-blocking input-output protocol for writing asynchronous applications. So no way, it's async, which doesn't necessarily means parallel. But again, I think that I should get wiser and see what files that I want to play. Do I want to learn async in Rust? No. If I ever have to get used to it, but not at this particular moment. I have lots of projects that are in the making, so I don't want to. Yes, by the way, I actually covered the chat. I forgot why I was here because I covered chat. Where the fuck is chat now? Okay, so chat is over there. This is fine. That's why I was here. Fair enough. Okay, guys. We are taking a look at cow now. Okay. It says that explores the cow clone on write smart pointer. It can enclose and provide immutable access to borrowed data and clone the data lazily when mutating or ownership is required. The type is designed to work with general borrowed data via the borrow trait. So it's a lazy clone. Okay. Okay, borrow cow. Absolute all. Input mutable cow array of either choose. Okay, so we are looping over, taking the value is less than 0, input to mutable indexes minus value, clone into a vector if not already owned. Clones occur before input. What to do if cow owned or cow borrowed? Amazing. Doesn't even work. Does this mean that there's a difference between owned and borrowed? Yeah, I don't want this exercise. Clones occur because input needs to be mutated. No clone occurs because input doesn't need to be mutated. So, guess we borrow this. Yeah, this is our owned. We can also, dude, let's read. Spectacular. We can also back without 8, so cow owns it directly. In this case, no mutation occurs. And thus, no clone. But the result is still owned because there is whenever borrowed or mutated. Does in this case mean that it has to be borrowed? Okay. I'm not going to pretend that I understood what happened here, because I didn't. Again, always pick your fights. There is not too much that I would gain about now, because I'm not going to run into that. Hopefully in the advent of code, but maybe if I do, I'm gonna get so wrecked. I'm gonna get absolutely destroyed. This panel spawns multiple threads that each run for at least 250 milliseconds, and each thread returns how much time it took to complete. The program should wait until all threads spawned have finished and should collect the return values into a vector. Let's see. We have a duration of thread and instant. Okay. Functional mutable handles vec. This is a vec. The vec would spawn, iterate on 10 numbers. So the threads would spawn. The fuck is move? Converts any variable captured by reference or mutable reference to variable captured by value. Or the block. So let's start instant now. Okay. Thread sleep duration from millisecond to 150. Sure. Start elapsed as millisecond. Okay. For mutable result back new. For handle in handles to collect the result of all threads into results vector. Use join handle struct which is returned by thread spawn. Dot push handle join. Okay, dude. Now when I said that Rust is not that hard, I want to apologize for my hubris. Thread join hand let join handle thread join 100 spawn. Maybe I can just unwrap. Okay, so that's how you collect it. Yeah, okay. So sol threads 1. I'm going to check onto this, and then I have to take a small break and check something on the PC. But I'm going to be here, so I'm not leaving this time. Let's see, this would be join and wrap. Okay. So join gets me the result. Wrap. Check if the associate has finished running in the main function. Now I'm curious. So my output. Let's say that I delete this. And I check them all. It's going to take an eternity because it's Rust. This is so slow. Okay. So we're back at we're not back at where I want it to be. Can I list? Yeah, threads 1. Continue at set exit search filter prevent quit gg continue at. Okay. So rather than this, I want to try the join dot was it. Okay, unwrap it. So by now is thread 0 took false, which is not what I wanted. Okay, thread 0 took 250 milliseconds. That's what I want. Okay, that's better. Okay, so give me like a couple of minutes. Again, I'm staying here, but I'm having to check a couple of boxes, check a couple of stuff. So I'm here, right? Yeah, I don't need to stand on my feet. Okay, I am so back. Now everything is in order. We should go back to suffering. Meaning. Okay, this exercise is clearer now. Let's take a look at threads zoom. So building on the last exercise, we want all of the threads to complete their work, but this time the spawn threads need to be in charge of updating shared value status job. So the arc isn't enough if you want a mutable shared state. Wasn't it? Because one, it wasn't arc anymore. Well, it's going to be a mute. Okay. You must take an action before the update shared values. Print the status done. Okay, this is confusing. Cannot assign data to arc. Trait the fair mute is required to modify through add the reference, but it's not implemented in the arc status job. Trait the fair mute is required. So shouldn't this implement the fair mute like some shit like this? No. Derive. Nope. So he wants me to do something. Use a mutex. Thread.lock. If Refsel, the stuff of our dreams. Arc is an atomic reference, immutable, but we want to change the number of jobs done, so well, we need to also use the type that it will. Arc mutex. At the beginning of main. Arc new. Okay. Mutex new. Must take action before, so now is job done on, so share job that get mutable, job done. Dot unwrap. Ah, okay, I just need the mutex. Don't need the arc anymore. This might be where I get kicked in the teeth. This might be where I don't understand what to do. I genuinely don't quite know. Reachable expression, sure. Not assign data into an arc. Help thread is required to modify the reference, but it's not implemented for arc status job. And the hint is arc is an atomic reference. Keep reading if you like. Do you know have an arc mutex at the beginning of main like? Okay, so the suggestion is arc mutex new. This solves a little bit of stuff, right? If only my program would get me my mutex imported, right? So now there's no field over here. Get mutable. no field job done because you have to take the result. But if I unwrap it, okay, let status get mute. So arc new mutex arc clone. That lock that unwrap. Okay. Which would basically mean that get their input not to let anyone else write. So print job status. The ref. Nope. Can I implement? Okay, I can either implement it. I can't do this. Can't do this. Can't say fuck it. Okay. So now that the exercise will tell me what to do. Solve threads 2. Okay. So actually enough if you want a mutable reference, it's going to be a mutex. And you lock it before update. Status, lock, unwrap, and then you get the job done. The fuck is even this all about? Jobs done. Yeah, as I said before, I don't get any of this. I'm not too inclined at getting any of this. So threads, because I'm not that I don't want to get in system. I don't want to learn the stuff, the specific Rust idea of threading without having a project lineup that threads my stuff. Perhaps in the future I would write something that takes advantage of everything being parallel. But that future isn't today. It's more like a tomorrow chance. So structure queue first, second half. Good. Implement queue function new again. First half, second half. Okay. To do, we want, okay, so this takes in a queue and a sender itsu. Sending half of Rust asynchronous channel type. Oh shit. We want to send TX to both threads, but currently it is moved into the first thread. How could we solve this problem? Use of move after TX move due to closures. That's a good idea. So, first threads is to use a MPCG, multiple producer single consumer channel to communicate with both. Also to send values in one thread and receive them in another. Multiples are possible by using clone to create duplicate of the original sending end. Okay. So the answer should be to clone it. Where is it? That clone. That clone. So are we cloning it outside? X1, take that clone. So it needs to be 2, so TX1, TX2. Sol threads 3. Okay, I can clone. It's not compulsory to clone both. Which I guess it's fine because I don't care about dereffing it afterwards. Good. Said good. Now I'm kind of excited at macros because I was always questioning where macros, how do actually macros works. I read about it yesterday and I discovered that macros are just C macros, so code that writes code. which is now less exciting, which means that's basically extra pain for gains that I don't know. Fix the macro call used to invoke a macro. All right, so macro rules. This is the definition. My macro should be my stuff. Takes nothing, prints. Check out my macro. Okay, this will check out the existence of the macro. Good enough. This is easy. This is manageable. Okay, cannot find my macro in the scope. Consider moving the definition of macro before this call. But okay, this is because a macro is a pre-processing, so you have to have it in the correct order because it will be written at compile time before any processing is being done. So that's good. Again, this is fine. Fix the compiler without taking the macro definition out of this module. So module macro, my macro, cannot find macro. Okay, I'm going to guess that I can use macros. Can just use macros. My macro. Okay, there's a way to import. Wait, it's going to be pub. Okay. Pub mod. Export macros from mod. Rust. Hashtag macro export. Okay. And here's where the pain should be. Here's the compiler error. Okay, expected. So Rust format skip. Macro rules, my macro, okay, takes an input of nothing, check out my macro, sure. Expected. Okay, let's take a look at how you would write a macro in the book. Macros. I think that that's a kind of hard macro to start with. So it's going to be par. What is it? Basically, this would match. If it's nothing, you can do this. If it's something of an expression, I'm something of an expression myself. So this is the input, this is the type. Honestly, I have no idea what's going on, but whatever works, works. Yes. Clippy. They unlocked a new kind of here. Wait. So there are 3 clippies. 3 is conversions. Good. It's not 24. Seeing the light. Thank fucking god. Clippy 1. Okay. The Clippy tool is a collection of lints to analyze your code so you can catch common mistakes and improve your Rust code. For this exercise, the code will compile where the Clippy warnings where Clippy suggests from the output to solve the exercise. Okay. Fix the Clippy lint in this line. The code will fail. Come with the Clippy warnings. Approximate value found help. Consider using constant directly. Wait. Standard, there is standard F32 const pi. Standard F32 const high. This is useful. Okay, let mute res. Let fix the Clippy error. For X in option, no. Note, dash D for loops over God damn it. Fallables implied by -d warning. So override -d warning allow for fallables to check the pattern used for loops. There is a more readable written for loops over an option. This is more readable written as if let statement. Okay. Okay, if let option I get what you want. If let some x let some x equals option this thing. Yeah, so you're looping over two items. Of course, it looks ugly and doesn't work. And Clippy number 3. This should be... Here are some more easy Clippy fixes so you can see its utility. Fix all the Clippy lints. Possibly missing a comma here. Alright, this would be what Golang usually talk you about as a general rule. Well, in Golang you have to use the comma because otherwise it doesn't understand the code. But in Rust should be a linting problem, which I respect. I would rather have my linter be, okay, well, I guess a good practice. But again, it's a good idea to have good practices that makes it a little bit easier to read. It looks like you're trying to swap value A and value B. Help. Try standard mem swap mute. God damn it. Unused unwrap on non-value. Remove the non and unwrap. If option is none, unused unwrap on non-value. Okay, since I'm checking the none, the compiler is smart enough to say, hey, you don't need to unwrap something because I already checked for the none. So this is safe. Again, similar to how it feels on Go. Even though I know Rust community doesn't like Go, but whatever. Okay, this let binding has unit value. The clip here, this let binding has unit value. For further information, visit Rust.net unit clip here. Vec resize variable. My vec of type can be replaced with implicitly. It's an empty vec. See? This is a problem. Here, omit the let binding. How? This let binding has unit value. Okay, I'm taking a help here. No hints this time. Son of a bitch. That binding has unit value. Omit the let variable my empty spec of type can be replaced with implicit, explicit. Does this mean that you just want me to do this? Wouldn't work, would it now? Okay. Rustling clippy tree. Okay, I'm going to say this is the worst. Because how do I actually understand this? Okay, unwrap of an option after checking its none, it will panic. Use if let instead. Oh. Yeah, this is what. This still works, so guess I found an alternative way. Sure. Kinda cute. Next, resize mutates the vector instead of returning a new one. Resize clears the vector, so it's better to use clear. And use memswap. Good. So I believe this is my last folder, which would be called conversion 1. Rather, okay, using as, as. Right, so 30 more minutes to go. This means that's basically a speedrun to finish it up today, which will be amazing. Gonna be absolutely destroyed and hammered after this stream, but that's perfectly within the bounds. So typecasting Rust is done via the usage of as operator. Note that as operator is not only used when typecasting, also helps with remaining imports. So function, fun art, function, average, value, 64, 64. This shit needs to be as F64. I don't give a shit what's there. Just go. Fuck. Make a question before dividing. Okay. As 60. As F64. Go. Won't work. Use no. Unsafe. There we go. Now after the as, it's from x from intro. Oh, I was writing the one I was writing here. Okay, so we're from intro. There you go. The from trait is used for the value to value conversion. If from is implemented, an implementer of into is automatically provided. You can read more about into docs. Cool. We implemented so person string age. We implemented the default trait to use it as a fallback when the provided. Excuse me. Okay, false alarm. Let's say, okay, we implement the default trait use the fallback when provided string is not convertible. Okay, so we implement the default. Default is self. Return the self and the age. Complete this from implementation to be able to parse a person out of a string in the form of mark mark comma 20. Not that you'll need to parse the age component on a U8 with something like for.parse U8. Well, you gave me the solution just as that. Okay, split the given string onto the commas present in it. Split the operation, return less or more than 2 elements. Use the first element from the split operation as the name. If the name is empty, return the default of the person. Okay. Split the given string in comma with commas present from it. Let split equals s dot split with the comma. Okay, so this is an okay access returns an iterator over substring. Good. Now for split dot yeah, split dot for sure, why not? For element in split, I actually want to get into the let name equals split dot next. It should return my name plus yeah, and by the way, unwrap safest code in town. Okay, if name dot equals non-empty, if name is empty, return nothing. Okay, let age same thing. So the name is name and the age is, by the way, to string. And the age is going to be that conversion we saw over here. So dot parse whatever. Good. Double comma. So age dot parse dot u8. Yes. Unwrap. All right, so the default should be, well, what would that contain? Like, let's say if name is empty, return self, I guess. Dude, how do I get the default? Let the default out. Free him. Get him out of here. How do I get the default precisely? Function default self. Yeah. Output person Mark, person Gerard. So some pay, some not. That's missing comma and age. So print it out. Name, age, sorry about that. Okay, good. So wait a minute, it was stated from implementation out of the string in form of to be able to parse a person out of a string in the form of mark. Not that you need to parse from implementation to be able to parse a person. Okay, am I returning the dumb thing? Can I return like hello? I have to return self. The self is not what you want. Okay, so missing. Please get out. Dude, get out. Okay. I'm close to go to work, so basically this is the last exercise. Unlucky, I did not get to be done, but it was close. So I guess I'm fixing some errors because let's say there's nothing here. What will this return? To say iterator over substitute size spread by character. Button can be found. Want to find this will return use side the byte index of the first element. Plus down the pattern doesn't match. Okay. If this equals none, then just return default. Bad age. When because I don't unwrap it. Son of a bitch. Okay. Age equals so this will return okay. Wait, it was something like that. I have to explicitly do it, right? You can just so Arab is unsafe. Should check if parse int error. Okay. If age will parse int error, then it's going to be return. Okay, let age match this expression. Okay. Right, if it's okay, file. So it's okay, U8. Age should equal to x. Otherwise, R return default. Can I just check directly this boy if age equals the result? What's this? R age equals R R. God damn, what a sound. Regi1660, thank you for the follow. Very kind of you. What's up? How are you doing? Dude, this is... Try and win the match. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I don't want... Yes, I shadow it. Shut the fuck up. If... Can I just expect it to be like... Okay, so this is the error kind. Won't be nice. There's an easier way to check for errors, but I guess I'm getting back here. Now, the problem is, would it allow me to return it? No. I honestly just want a simpler way to check this. I remember that there was a easier way to check for your stuff. There was a easier way to file open, not expect, because expect won't allow, will panic on the spot. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to do. It's because I don't provide the... Okay, this is the meaning. Okay, good. Now age should be protected, right? So I can, by the way, ignore this because I don't give a shit. So this is great. Shorthand struct, okay. By the way, I don't even need... How to shorthand Rust. Whatever, shorthand is not what is going on. Right. Trailing comma. Trailing comma. There's an extra comma and there's an extra word. In the extra string shouldn't be a problem, right? I'm guessing though that it would mean that I guess I should take about I should take a look if there's more than 2 and just return, right? So the split is an iterator, so I can count. If split dot count, did I want to finish this, is more than 2, I guess 1, return default. My bad. Facilitator I need to borrow. Like this. Toad. Clone, copy, count. Test could convert. Rather more than 2, I know, then. There we go. Okay, now I absolutely need to run. So thank you everyone for watching. Again, thanks Reggie for the follow, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, always like 15 minutes late. Have a nice one.